combustible, which means burn easily. This makes volcanic material burst forth through the weak spots in the earth's crust. The scientific study of volcanoes are called volcanology. 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 Okay. The scientific study of volcanoes. Those who study scientifically about the volcanoes. What is meant by volcanoes? Volcanoes means Erimalai. The scientific study of volcanoes are called volcanology. Volcanology. Okay, dears. And the people who study volcanoes are called volcanologists. Those who study about volcanoes are called volcanologists. And those who study volcanoes scientifically are called volcanology. Okay, dears. The nature of volcanic eruptions. The nature of volcanic eruptions. எரிமலை வெடிப்புகளின் தன்மைகள். Sometimes magma rises slowly to the surface and spreads over a vast area. This is known as fissure eruption. Some plateaus and plains have been formed in this way. For example, Deccan Plateau in North and Columbian Plateau in North America. Okay, dears. Some plateaus and plains have been formed in this way. What are the plateaus? Deccan Plateau and Columbian Plateau. Deccan Plateau is located in India and the Columbian Plateau is located in North America. Okay. If the magma rises quickly to the surface, lava is thrown high into the atmosphere. Besides, lava, ash, steam, gases and pieces of rocks are also thrown out. This type of eruption is known as explosive eruption. The terrible explosion on 27th August 1883 in the island of Krakatoa. Okay, the island name is Krakatoa. Indonesia is an example for explosive type of eruption. Explosive type of eruption which is seen here in Indonesia. In Indonesia is an example for explosive type of eruption. The viscosity of lava is determined by the amount of silica and water in magma. How the viscosity of lava is determined? The viscosity of lava is determined by the amount of silica and water that present in magma. Okay. Highly viscosity lava is rich in silica and has little water. Low viscosity lava has little silica but a lot of water. It moves rapidly forming smooth flows. Next we are going to see about the types of volcano. It is an important 2 mark question, 5 mark question. So listen carefully, dears. What are the types of volcanoes? Volcanoes are of 3 types. Okay. Volcanoes are classified according to their periodicity of eruptions and the state of activity, such as active volcano, dormant volcano, and the third one extinct volcano. First one active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. Okay, these are the 3 types of volcanoes: active, dormant, extinct. Active volcano, dormant volcano and extinct volcano. Active volcano means செயல்படும் எரிமலை. Dormant volcano means உறங்கும் எரிமலை. Extinct volcano means செயல் இழந்த எரிமலை. First one, active volcano. What is active volcano? Volcanoes that erupt frequently are called active volcano. What is called active volcano? The volcanoes that erupt frequently are called active volcanoes. It is a 5-mark question. Mark from volcanoes to active volcanoes. What is called active volcanoes? Volcanoes that erupt frequently. Okay, that occurs frequently is called active volcanoes. Most of the active volcanoes lie in the Pacific Ring of Fire Belt, which lies along the Pacific coast. There are about 600 active volcanoes in the world. What are they? Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helens in USA, United States of America, Pinatubo in Philippines. Okay, for this is a 2-mark question. This comes under 2-mark question and also in 1-mark question. Okay, what are the examples of active volcano? Mount Stromboli in Mediterranean Sea, St. Helens in USA, Pinatubo in Philippines. Okay, these 3 are the examples. Mauna Loa in Hawaii is the world's biggest active volcano. Which one is the world's biggest active volcano? Mauna Loa in Hawaii is the biggest active volcano. Okay dears, let's see about the second type, dormant volcano. What is dormant volcanoes? These volcanoes have shown no sign of activity for many years, but they may become active at any time. Okay, this one is called Urangum Yerimalai. Dormant volcano is called Urangum Yerimalai. These volcanoes have shown no sign of activity. There is a no sign of activity. So it is in a rest state. Okay, dormant volcano is in rest state for many years, but they may become active at any time. They may active at any time. Is called dormant volcano. It is otherwise called as sleeping volcanoes. Otherwise called as sleeping volcanoes. Okay. For example, Mount Fujiyama of Japan, Mount Krakatoa of Indonesia are famous examples of this types. Okay dears. Next one, extinct volcano. Extinct volcano, செயலிழந்த எரிமலை. A volcano has not erupted in past 1000 years is often listed as extinct volcanoes. So the volcano is not erupted for about the past 1000 years. So it is called as, there is no activity for about past 1000 years. It is called extinct volcano. For example, Mount Popa of Myanmar and Mount Kilimanjaro and Mount Kenya of Africa are the examples of extinct volcanoes. Next one, distribution of volcanoes in the world. Volcanoes are located in a clearly defined pattern around the world. They are closely related to regions that have been intensely folded or faulted. Intensely folded. Folded means madikirathu or faulted. We know the meaning of fault. Fault means doing something wrong. Okay, or it is a defect one is called fault. There are about 600 active volcanoes and thousands of dormant and extinct ones. They occur along the coastal mountain ranges, as of shore islands and in the midst of oceans. But there are a few in the interior of continents. The volcanic belts are also the principal earthquake belts of the world. There are three major zones of volcanic activities in the world. They are the Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt, and the Mid-Atlantic Belt. These are the major three zones of volcanic activities. Okay, these three are the distribution of volcanoes in the world and also three major zones of volcanic activities. What are they? The Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt and the Mid-Atlantic Belt. Okay, dears. 10th Roman letter, third question it is. It is a paragraph 1. You have to start from here and end here. Okay. There are three major zones of volcanic activities. What are they? The Circum-Pacific Belt, the Mid-Continental Belt, the Mid-Atlantic Belt. Okay. Circum-Pacific, Mid-Continental, Mid-Atlantic belts. First one, let's see about what is Circum-Pacific Belt. What is Circum-Pacific Belt? This is the volcanic zone of the convergent oceanic plate boundary. It includes the volcanoes of the eastern and western coastal areas of Pacific Ocean. This zone is popularly termed as the Pacific Ring of Fire, which has been estimated to include 2/3 of the world's volcano. What is called as Circum-Pacific Belt? Circum means valayam, okay? Valaya pagudi. Circum-Pacific Belt. This is the volcanic zone of the convergent oceanic plate boundary. It includes the volcanoes of the eastern and western coastal areas of Pacific Ocean, and these areas or these zones are popularly known as Pacific Ring Fire. Pacific Ring of Fire, which has been estimated to include 2/3 of the world's volcano. 2/3 of the world's volcano. This one is the Pacific Ring of Fire. This is the picture of Pacific Ring of Fire. This one is an important 5-mark question. Yes, mark it in your book. Take page number 150. And mark in your book. Okay, dears. Let's see about the second type. The Mid-Continental Belt. Second one is Mid-Continental Belt. This is the volcanic zone of convergent continental plate boundaries that includes the volcanoes of Alpine, A-L-P-I-N-E. We have to pronounce it as Alpine mountain chains, the Mediterranean Sea, and the fault zone of Eastern Africa. The important volcanoes are Vesuvius, Stromboli, Etna, Kilimanjaro, and Kenya. Surprisingly, the Himalayas have no active volcanoes at all. Oh my God, the Himalayas didn't have any active volcanoes in it. This is a surprising one, right? Himalayas is the greatest mountain we know, but it has no active volcanoes at all. Next one, third, Mid-Atlantic belt. Mid-Atlantic belt. This belt represents the divergent boundary of plates located along the mid-Atlantic ridges. Volcanoes of this area are mainly of fissure eruption type. Iceland is the most active volcanic area and is located on the mid-Atlantic ridge. Saint St means Saint Helena and Azores Island are other examples. What are the examples for mid-Atlantic belt? Saint Helena and Azores Island are other examples of mid-Atlantic belt. Here is a summary. Let's recall what we have studied in this lesson. Okay, dears? The Earth's interior structure is compared with that of an apple. Yes, we see in the first class, Earth's interior structure is compared with apple. The crust is the outermost layer of the earth. The upper part of the earth crust is sial. Sial means silica and alumina. It is a 2-mark question. The upper part of the earth's crust is called sial. Okay. The lower part of the earth's crust is sima. Silica and magnesium. Silica and magnesium. Si means silica, Ma means magnesium. The mantle is about 2900 km thick. The lithosphere is broken into a number of plates known as the lithospheric plates. The earthquake waves are recorded by an instrument which is known as seismograph. We already recall this today, right? What is seismograph? The earthquake waves are recorded by an instrument called as seismograph. Tsunami is caused by an underwater earthquake. A volcano is vent or opening in the earth's crust through which magma comes out. The shape of the volcano depends on the type of lava and force of the eruption. There are 3 major zones of volcanic activities in the world. What are they? Circum-Pacific belt, the mid-continental belt and mid-Atlantic belt are the 3 major zones. Let's see about the glossary. Glossary means synonyms or meanings. Core, the innermost layer of the earth. Karuvam, mantle, the second layer beneath the crust. Kavasam, Mohorovicic discontinuity. Mohorovicic yellai, the boundary that separated the mantle from the crust. Landslide, downward movements of rock debris of the mountain. Nilacharivu. Seismograph, instrument to measure the magnitude of an earth. Seismograph. Tsunami, sea waves caused by an underwater earthquake or an volcanic eruption under sea. Aliperalai. Vent, an opening the earth's surface from which volcanic material is emitted. Erimalaivai. Next one, magma. Magma is a molten state of rocks. Parai kulambu. Parai kulambu. Lava, the solidified form of magma after it reaches the surface of the earth is called Erimalai kulambu, which means lava. Okay, dears. Tomorrow, let's see about the question and answers and the book back exercises. Okay, dears. Today your homework is 10th Roman letter, third question. You have to start here and end here. And the question is 10th Roman letter, third question. Name the major zones of volcanic activity and explain any one. Okay, explain any one only. Okay, name the major zones of volcanic activity. So you have to write this question and write the answer. It starts from here. There are 3 major zones. 2, it ends here. 2/3 of the world's volcanoes. Okay, this is a 5-mark question. Today's homework. Okay, dears. Let's see the book back exercise in next session. Students, those who have not paid your school fees, kindly pay in our school and get your books immediately. Okay, children. Thank you.